I get quite a few Christians applauding my critiques of Islam, and of course it's obvious why. We humans find it easy and comforting to see the flaws in another man's religion, but we find it much harder to see the flaws in our own. Plus, I often get Muslims asking me why I don't criticize Christianity. Actually, I occasionally do criticize Christianity. However, it should be obvious why Islam is my main focus. It's the background I came from and the religion I know. There are many ex-Christians who critique Christianity far better than I could, so there's no need for me to do so. But for the record, here are 6 reasons why I don't believe in Christianity, in no particular order. The Trinity. God is one, but 3 co-eternal persons. 1 in 3. 3 in 1. Distinct, yet the same. As Christian theologians themselves admit, this concept can neither be known nor demonstrated by reason. It is a mystery that one must accept on faith, which is, of course, exactly what every other religion says about its own irrationalities. If I am to give a free pass to the irrational beliefs of one religion, why should I not do the same for the irrational beliefs of others? Original sin. That every newborn baby is guilty of a distant ancestor's sin, a sin we can never absolve ourselves from on our own. As Christopher Hitchens put it, we are created sick and commanded to be well. Atonement. The belief that God can only cure us by killing himself. And while we're on the topic of the crucifixion, I've never understood the enormous fuss Christians make about this ultimate sacrifice of Jesus. He died for 3 days, then went to heaven. How on earth is that an ultimate sacrifice? There are literally thousands and thousands of human beings throughout history who have silently endured much greater suffering and sacrifice, without seeking praise or worship, nor with any hope of coming back. It is the real life suffering and sacrifices of flawed and fragile human beings that moves me to tears, not the pointless pantomime of the crucifixion. The Bible. Here are a few quotes. Blessed is he who seizes your babies and dashes them against the rocks. Now go, attack Amalek and totally destroy all that belongs to them. Do not spare them. Put to death men, women, children, and babies. Whoever does not seek the Lord God of Israel should be put to death, whether young or old, man or woman. Prepare a place to slaughter his sons for the iniquities of their forefathers. Cursed are those who refuse to do the Lord's work, who hold back their swords from shedding blood. If no proof of the girl's virginity is found, she shall be brought to the door of her father's house, and the men of her city will stone her to death. I realize this is the Old Testament and Jesus brought a New Testament, but it's the same God, isn't it? Nor do I find God's apparent personality change particularly reassuring. And no, ordering the killing of babies was never justified. I find the fact that some Christians actually try to justify this using context deeply disturbing. Hell. The concept of eternal torture is without doubt the most evil and obscene concept ever invented by man. And it is Christianity that we have to largely thank for making this concept so pervasive. Fundamentalist Christians love accusing disbelievers of deliberately spurning the gift of God and choosing to go to hell, as though we secretly know Christianity is true, but would rather suffer eternal torment. They say it's our choice, our fault. Gentle Jesus had nothing to do with it. Let's get one thing very clear. Disbelievers disbelieve because they genuinely don't believe the claims that are being presented. That is not the same as deliberately choosing to reject God. Many Christians also try to downplay hell, saying it's simply separation from God's presence. But that's just wordplay. Whether it's physical suffering or a spiritual separation from God, the result is exactly the same: endless suffering. Lack of evidence. If I'm going to believe in absurdities, then I need some damn good evidence. But where is the evidence that any of this is actually true? And no, I'm sorry, the Bible cannot be produced as evidence to support itself. So those are 6 reasons I don't believe in Christianity. Of course, I realize many Christians will tell me I've taken things out of context, I've misinterpreted them, I've misunderstood them, I don't understand Christianity properly, I need to study more, pray more, talk to those who know, and so on. Now let me think. Where have I heard that before?